another game of hardcore Minecraft. And we're just jumping right back into the world. We'll be here at home, the music box playing its last, but that is not our concern. Our concern is we just need to get some more emeralds. Not like a ton more emeralds, merely some more. And we'll do that in whatever way seems practical. So, normally whatever I would do if I needed some money is I would go into the piggy bank and make a withdrawal. So let's just go do that real quick. But the various herds do diminish rather a lot, and we will need to enhance them before too long. But that should be another couple dozen emeralds. Of course, he'll be going to bed somewhere, and I don't know where he sleeps, but we've thrown several more beds over here, but I don't know if anyone even lives on this side of town anymore. Maybe nobody does. They might have all died in the raids or in past nights whenever I wasn't paying attention. But there are a lot of beds, and there's at least a little person running around there. So we know that wherever people are falling off and disappearing to, which we should probably figure out eventually, the village is still functioning somewhat. Where does this little... Oh, this place is still locked up. Well, that answers some questions. I'm totally forgetting... I thought I had let everybody out. I hadn't. Well, this is where the people that don't have jobs are, and we'll be able to get a bunch of emeralds. Natasha, you must be in a country that doesn't do the time change thing, because we used to be an hour apart, but now we are 2 hours apart. I don't want to patronize and explain daylight savings time to you if you've heard of it, but we just had that very recently, so... So it's still 11:08 for me. Not nearly at my bedtime or late for me. Just right on time for my normal stuff. But getting distracted again. What I need to do lay down for the night, pop a couple of zombies. Alright. Somebody's gonna show up over here pretty soon. Probably. Here's a butcher. That's just as good as somebody showing up. It's the guy that we need. And another one will exist eventually. Probably. But right now we already have almost enough emeralds for one more mending book. We have enough for one more mending book. Which we need for our Silk Touch pickaxe, because someone has told me that you Silk Touch, several people have told me, hi Sid, that you Silk Touch the nether nuggets, and then when you smelt them you get a full gold bar, and that is just too promising to pass up. I have no interest in passing that up. I have an interest in the Mending Librarian. Where is he? For I much desire to speak to him. Has he been lost? Density 3? Why is there a Density 3 Librarian? Perhaps one of you gentlemen is the fine Mending Librarian. Not you. Please be you. Yes! It's like I knew he's not quite level 2 because all we've ever done is buy mending books. But hopefully there will be another guy that'll ping to this job block. Nope, not yet. Well, we could still be hopeful for the future, but it looks like maybe it's too far. Maybe this guy is walking to it right now. Yes, there we go. It looks like he's coming over. But now this butcher has enough, and, you know, we don't even need another butcher, but it's still fine. He does buy pork, so we'll begin trading him, and real quick, do my favorite thing, which is to farm. But it would be better to have a mending book for my shovel, but I think we're just sort of we're going to be going into the nether to look for gold. So we won't really need a shovel. I never find occasion to use one there. I guess there are biomes where you might want it. The one with all the soul sandy stuff. Maybe you would want a shovel there, but I don't think we're going to need one so much that we'll have to worry about the durability on ours and mending it and whatnot. Carrots, carrots. You know, not having a chicken coop feels terrible, but, you know, having pigs is just as good. You get a lot of emeralds. You get some decent experience. I could probably make a chicken coop that's not designed by a crazy person and underground, but I've never done so. I'd probably like them better if I made them out of glass and had them up here, so I didn't have to go all awkward and be crammed. I could also make them bigger. Who knows? It's not gonna happen, but I could do it. Because you can rename items also. So there we go. Silk Touch Pick. That way, we will know from the name that it is not our pickaxe. And the anvil broke, but 3 blocks of iron. Later, we'll be able to throw another one down and be sorted out. Yes, for warmth, exactly. To protect from the elements in the wind. Justine, you ask if I have any cool facts about the United States Space Force. Unfortunately, I do not. I'm not that familiar with them or any of their exploits. Most of my interest in military stuff is more historical than that, further in the past. Not necessarily ancient. Like you probably expect, I am interested in Napoleon and all that kind of thing. But no, not because the Space Force didn't exist whenever I was a kid. It came up later. If it did exist whenever I was a kid, I probably would have wanted to join it, instead of wanting to join the Air Force or whatever, which I did not do, but I did want to. but my father was in the army, and you know, there wasn't the Space Force for him to join. He probably would have joined the army instead, even if there was the choice. I think my dad liked walking around in the dirt better than he would have liked going to space. I haven't asked him what he would do if he had the choice. I might be totally wrong. Alright, all I need to do, because I don't need a lot of inventory space for this, we could just like walk in and like get to going. I just need something to mark our way. Although we don't really need something to mark our way. We don't have to go that far off of the path probably to get a lot of stuff here, but yeah, I mean, we'll just peek in. I'm sure that we'll be able to walk around and see all sorts of stuff to get. Because I just need to get like a few more chunks of gold. I think I got some here, but that's not enough. No matter how much I find in these bags, it won't be anywhere near enough gold. Yeah, like this would be a roller coaster for ants. A real roller coaster would need to be much, much larger. Alright. That's enough of that. We're just going to grab a potion of fire resist because no matter what happens in the nether, you might want one. Block of gold we don't need to carry with us. We're going to put the gold things in here because we're going to come back with the gold and smelt it, and we might as well have it in a central location. Like, there's so many things that are objectively insane that I just shouldn't be carrying in my bags, like lapis and iron nuggets. Like, what a waste of the space. But it's fine. Or like an oak sapling. So why not put it into a chest, you know, like a valuable chest? Alright. Did I put that on the right thing? Yes, probably. Alright, now we'll just be ready to go. We will put the Silk Touch pickaxe into our inventory there where the bed was, because we won't need a bed at all. Beds are bad. And they're not bad, but they're bad in the nether where we are going. And I think we're ready to go. Pork chops makes the piglins angry, but, you know what, so what? Maybe they drop gold. I got all these cooked pork chops. No one's going to want to buy them. Are the people falling down here? There sure are a lot of creepers down there. Someone should do something about this. I mean, it's kind of far from the village. I don't actually think this falls under my obligations. So I think we're just going to ignore them. And continue on with the plan to go and acquire a whole bunch of gold so that I can build a roller coaster. The real end game. We can also look for a trident, because anytime we're in the water is a good time to look for a trident. Because if I get a trident, I already have a Book of Impaling 5 somewhere, you know, somewhere. I agree, Sid. But, you know, I don't want to blame them because villagers are very flighty creatures, right? They get confused and lost easily. And I sympathize. Like, I bet if I was in Minecraft, I wouldn't be a hero. I bet I'd be somebody getting stuck somewhere, getting tridents hurled at them. Speaking of tridents, give me the trident. I deserve it. I didn't get it. I don't think it's here. We are going to check real quick to make sure it didn't get stuck somewhere. Nope, those are the ones that fell. Alas. We are going to ignore the ones otherwise, though. Because, you know, they'll drop things and it'll be annoying because they'll go into my inventory and then I'll have to throw them down. We're just going to swim on over here. Except this looked a little curious, so I figured I'd go right over here. It is just a strange little artifact. Unless that... It looks a little weird, doesn't it? You know what? I'm going to check it out. All we have to do is go down a bit. We have water. It just looks funny. It looks a little weird. But we should have 2 panels down because even with water, we don't want to get too weird. Alright, I think it just looked funny, and we're not going to go down any further there. But totally worth doing. And now the next person that comes across it will definitely think it's cool, and they will be so disappointed. And I think I got some kind of gold thing in here. Oh! Hey guys, I found where all my gold that I thought I had was at. Of course I would have left it here. You know, that actually does make a lot of sense. Not... Okay, that's putting it too strongly. It makes an amount of sense. I could trace back the fact that the gold is in the chest to a moment in the past where I made the choice to put it there. And that's as close as it gets to making sense. But it doesn't have to make sense. Now that we have it, we're ready to go. And by ready to go, I mean ready to put this chest here with this other chest so that I can put more of the things that I have here into it. Is there a, we don't have a crafting table here. Man, standards have really fallen in my nether portals. I never had standards. I'm never gonna have standards. Once more into the breach. What have I done? What have I done? Okay, there we go. So I guess we're just gonna go in without any gold on and see how the brawling goes. If it gets to be, I'm not worried about it being like dangerous, not really, but if it's annoying and I would prefer to not have Piglin attack me or whatever, then I'll just make some golder pop out and do it. But let's see. We know we're not like close to to danger immediately, but let's see how annoying it is to walk around in the nether without gold. See, that's just a coincidence. You know, they do give experience, which is a real dark sentence. for me. Anytime I say something like they give experience, it's about to get potentially problematic. Exactly, I've killed a dragon. I am worried about them knocking me down in some silly way, but if we just, you know, move around smart. That one's just a kid, though. We're not going to Anakin Skywalker him. He hasn't done anything. If he grows up and he feels some way about the things that have happened here today, then he'll know where to find us. Here, on top of the tree. Alright, I need to get some stones to move out in some direction. Yeah, it was silly of me not to bring any in. Blackstone's not really suitable. Gravel's kinda suitable. Yeah. Man, I hate to do this, but I have to, like, what, mine cobblestone here? Yeah. This is what I'm reduced to. Mining cobblestone by hand, like an animal. Because I really, really hate getting lost, but I don't want to just retread over places I've been already. Because I kind of want to go and, like, find a hole in a wall like I did the other time, and then just mow through it. It was good at finding gold, and it found that one nether debris thing, whatever it's called, ancient debris. Which doesn't mean it's a good way to find it, but it's the way that I have previously found it, and that's good. And we're just going to make this island smaller, because we didn't need it to be the size that it was in the first place. Ah, some drowned. They are very brave. We're gonna shuffle them off real quick. That's a little one over there. He is doing pirouettes. He is singing fun little songs, and doing all the other stuff that he is wont to do. But okay, yeah, we've got a big old conga line of drowned here. And while normally I wouldn't bother, because they don't have tridents, it is so many, it's a little hard to resist smacking them around a little bit. A lot of little ones too, relatively, but I guess if we're killing 20 drowned or whatever. Alright, there we go. And not a single trident among them. Hey, where are they coming from? Is there like a little hole in the wall, or are they just, Anyway, I'm not upset about it. More power to them. Yeah, I found one ancient debris. It was when I was nether traveling back. I think it was after I almost died in that desert temple. And I finally was like, hey, we're going to try to travel back and hit the places we've already been, and it actually worked. I think that's when we found it, but I've just got one of them. Oh, I should have pulled the arrow back the whole way. Oh my goodness, I'm the worst archer in the world. I only have 44 more arrows. It's not that great. Could be better. Why am I so bad? I think that piglin saw his friend get killed by an arrow right in front of him, and his immediate response, no moment wasted, was to look down at a piece of gold his friend had dropped and go, mine? Love it. A piglin after my own heart. However, He really should have paid attention to the arrow. Ah, there's a little gold thing there. Also a piglin. He shot me? This is outrageous. I didn't shoot him. I was gonna shoot him. Alright, Silk Touch pick. And we pick up the nether gold ore. And yep, there it goes. As soon as you pick it up, you see that there's a recipe to turn it into the thing. So, very awesome. These vicious killers. The Hoglin are more dangerous than most mobs in the game, but they don't keep space, you know. They're very aggressive. But I guess, yeah, if you don't have, like, holes in the ground, it just makes this more like a normal spot. Like, the piglins are like, hey, these mobs are actually interesting to engage with. And, you know, they're not, like, hyper dangerous. I mean, we've killed a dragon. The real danger is in cracking through and falling foolishly, like right there. That could have just killed me. We need to put the fire resist potion into the inventory in the proper spot, and that will protect me from any foolishness of the kind. But I've already gotten lost off the plot. There we go. You can see clearly this is another place to be. And any place that leads to nether portals is fine, because I can kind of figure out which way we're going quickly enough, and that feels good. So we're just going to go this way. Ah, yes. This way. We don't want to go this way. We want to go the other way. Is this to the fortress? You know, I made the pathways, but I should have put more symbolic elements. I think this leads to the fortress, which we don't need to go to, but I do need a wither skull, like, for decoration. So, because it is an item, and I don't have one in this world, I need one. We'll figure out if it does anything at a way later date. My desire to collect things is totally independent of how useful they are. Alright, so... And then we climbed up. This is the way to the fortress, it's gotta be. I'm remembering now. Which is great, you know, we can go up here and explore more around Fortress Land, shoot some dudes. How much time it'll take to get the Wither Skull? Alright, let's see. Right now, we have killed 6 Wither Skeleton. We have never been killed by a Wither Skeleton. One of each item in Minecraft the next goal. No. I need bite-sized goals. My goal now is to get one piece. Well, one of my things. One piece? No. My goal is to get one piece of netherite gear, but that's like a longer term goal. We got a blaze here, blazing about. He goes up in a very careless way, allowing us to shoot him. We got a wither skelly here. 2 shots should do it. They are not so difficult to dispatch. But you want to know they're there, because they are squirrely, right? They're quicker than you assume they're going to be. If you just think like, hey, a normal Skelebro, then you might have a bad time. But while we're here, we can hack away whether... Minute? No, we can't hack away. This is stuff that is broken by the hoe, right? It was like, that was a sound. Alright, it's just those guys. Nothing to worry about there. Because it occurred to me, you know, you could just do like this, right? And then that would eventually expose some stuff. Probably. Including, you know, stuff like lava. But it's either a lava lake or it isn't today in useful facts with me. And we're probably not in any danger unless it is a lava lake. Yeah, see, those were just like weird little sources in there. Pretty annoying, though. I wish... Yeah, this isn't a good spot. You can tell, because we keep hitting lava. Which piece will I choose? Armor or tools? I'm not sure. Probably tools. Most likely a sword, I imagine, if it's, like, better than the diamond sword in any way. I'll have to see. Choose the netherite hoe, because that's the one with an advancement. No, I only joke. Although, I did see that it is an advancement. Alright, where is it? Up here, probably. Alright, some nice gold. We got our Silk Touch picks. Of course, you never want to do it right above you because there's... Hey, give it back! That piglin trying to take what I had rightfully stolen. It was an outrage. It was a scandal, but you know, he's gone now, so it's all better. Yeah, your real worry is in cracking the netherrack and exposing yourself to a bunch of lava, I think. Or doing what I just did there and like getting sort of disoriented. But if we fall, we've got our potion of fire resist that probably will make us not die. Probably. Yeah, we've already got 29 gold ores here. You know, it's not the fastest thing in the whole world, but it's pretty solid. And if I were doing this, you know, in a better way, I'm sure we could be making more speed. But we are choosing to do it in a relatively dangerous but very pretty place, the fortress. Nice gray and red tones. Nice brown and dark brown tones. You'll never guess where you are. It's the Nether again. Alright, I'm not convinced I understand where the lava's coming from. It might be painful to figure out. Alright, you know, probably that one single block would have stopped most of it. Nope. Alright, much better. This is just like a fairly large portion of the fortress that was totally subsumed by the netherrack here, so we are really laying bare the history of the past. Who knows what we'll find? Stuff? Things? Perhaps. Gold? I sure hope so. Apparently the gold's not as common as I thought, but at least this is still serving a purpose. Oh, it'd be so annoying if you didn't see the fortress. You could walk right by it. It would just be like encased in this rock and you could walk just directly by it, but maybe you would hear like a lonely blaze crackle or hear the subtitle ding, rather, hear it, see the subtitle. Alright, in conclusion, that was dumb. Not what I was doing there, but the falling down, that was imperfect. Alright, so not a lot going on there. We've looked plenty. But it is time to think about going in here. I don't think it wants us to go down in here. So that means we have to. I've probably already been here before. The torches make me think I have. But we're just... The piglin grunt made me think it was a wither skeleton, because that's what I'm thinking about here. But maybe the torches were bad and stopped them from spawning. Yeah, the piglin are totally trying to just reclaim the fortress immediately. I thin it out and they just move right in, which, you know, more power to them. Maybe they used to live here. As long as they're not trying to jump me for showing up, it's fine. Live and let live, right? And it's funny that the zombified piglin are the one that understand that. I wonder if anybody wants to live in fortresses. I mean, I guess. There's no place in Minecraft where somebody doesn't like it. They could build a little thing for the blazes and like have them crackle in the sky around them. They could pretend to be like an evil sorcerer. They could actually be an evil sorcerer. You know, there's a lot of options. Bunch of gold. Excellent. Excellent. You know, this is probably no more efficient than traveling in like a lush cave for it, but it is a good way to do it if you don't have like a good subterranean place already picked out, or if you wanted to be in the nether anyway. You know, it'd be a great way to pick up more gold. Which I should be picking up these quartzes. I could pretend to be the ruler of the underworld. That'd be fun. I mean, I've already pretended to do that so often in life, but doing it again could be okay. That does remind me that I should play Hades. I do own it, and everyone's told me I would love it, and it's actually made by, I think, the guy that made Bastion, or one of the guys that made Bastion. I'm not sure, so I shouldn't even say it. But looking a little crackly in that direction, not really wanting to go there quite yet. Because it's like a roguelike that's set in Greek mythology, so it would be right up my alley, but... The Soul Sand biome, I didn't mind it at all, actually, whenever I had speed on my boots. Even that, I've only been in it on my, on the easy speed run, beat the game run. Speed run is saying the wrong word. The easy attempt to beat the game run that, you know, didn't work out. I didn't have the heart for it. I knew that what I needed to do was skeleton rattles. Now that is interesting, because aren't all the skeletons here wither skeletons? I don't know. But a stack of gold is fine, you know, it's a good excursion. I'm not, like, trying to leave yet, but I should run back to the chest and put some of this junk there. That will also prove that I could find my way back to the chest. Can I eat pork chops in front of the zombie piglin? They probably don't care. We've got 25 arrows left. I don't think in the game Hades you pretend to be Hades. I don't want to make it sound like I'm under that misapprehension, but you saying that reminded me that the game existed and that I'm supposed to play it. Although I do kind of like nether bricks, it would be nice to just rip the place apart a little bit, but, you know, at what cost? Blaze crackles, we can just ignore them, probably. They're probably crackling, you know, up somewhere, and not interested in me at all. Alright, now we're in this segment again. We know exactly where we are, but in another very real sense, we have no idea where we are. Something fell, Hoglin growls. We're just going to back up a little bit, look around for more wither skeletons, have a knife fight and a sword fight, 1, 2, 3, and now we're done with that. Wow, okay, so they were having way too much fun admiring the items. If you make that sound anymore, I will shoot you. Ah, Skelly Bros. Yes, I do have a bit of an accent. It's entirely artificial, though. No, like all people, I have more than one accent. But I have my normal, like, go around the world and talk accent, which is basically how I talk on the internet. But considerably more, like, cheerful affectations than I normally do, because I can get away with them here. Although, anyone who knows me would be surprised to learn that I consider my normal manner of speech somewhat restrained. We are close to falling off the side. We're just gonna eat some nice pork chops here. Okay, so there's pigs up there that are just like thinking about diving down. Interesting. I could use the ender chest to manage the inventory. I could. Because we could just put like all of this stuff in there, right? Like how we're supposed to do, and then whenever we could just do this and pick it back up. Thank you, Natasha. You know, I knew I had that on me. I could probably name the different ender chests different things. There would be like one for like the normal loots, and then one for like the good loots. But anyway, here's the fortress. I think rather than go, like, continuing through the fortress, it makes more sense to... Ooh, a wither skeleton. Oh, out of arrows, we got 2 wither skeletons here to fight. Won't be too tricky. Oh, that dude just took an absolute dive. Oh, we got 2, 3 of them here, 4 of them here. Oh, and the piglin are on us. Well, it's time to get into serious business then. I don't think there are any behind us. Oh, they are... They're mad at the piglin too, so that'll be alright. Nice shot, bro. I don't know if that one's gonna come back up. He's probably falling down. But I don't think we got any of their skulls. All ender chests open the exact same inventory. Okay. I had asked somebody if you could get more than one, so if I put one down in my base, then the one in my chest is the exact same one. Okay, that's actually very cool. Now I understand. That's not smart. We're going to go this way. Not like what we're doing here is smart either, but it's what we're doing. Oh no, I've ruined it. 1/9 of the gold. A terrible mistake. Although with fortune, you know, it may have been 3 pieces or something dumb. I could go back to the end and go to an end fortress. Doesn't have any. There's a mob and they have things called shulker botches. That would be an adventure. That does sound very cool, Sid. I think we'll do that tomorrow. It sounds like a great way to die. and that could be interesting. You know, it's funny how doing something as simple as like giving myself some breadcrumbs makes the nether like not annoying at all, really, because it was so disorienting. That is what made me upset about it, you know, and hate it. It wasn't any element of danger specifically. It was just that I found it impossible to orient myself. But if we have this nice little road here, because, I mean, even this huge lava lake, like, they all look the same, don't they? All the lava lakes, they look the same. I can't tell any of them apart. But with the nice little cobblestone, I know the pathway home, and that makes me not too nervous about traveling. It's nice. It's not the best pathway. I can imagine a better one with actual stairs. Railways. In-flight meals and entertainment. But imagine me getting the elytra and smashing into the ground. I know the elytra lets you fly. I don't know the mechanics of it, but as I'm sure I related before, I used to play World of Warcraft with a person, and that was the name they chose. So long before I played Minecraft, I knew that the elytra was how you flew. Like, where are my cobblestones? You want to run from me? You want to run from me? It's not gonna work. Okay, it's gonna work. I don't want to go. I'll get lost. We're just gonna eat some pork chops in front of them. That'll show them. Up. Another portal. But yeah, if you can fly and then run into the ground and die, I will definitely do that. I mean, maybe, Natasha, maybe I was. It just depended on what the pig was gonna do. Alright, good stuff. We will leave the cobblestone here because we're unlikely to need it unless we're like here at the nether, right? I was like, what happened to the mountain? It's the sunset, which is beautifully coloring the mountain in shades of orange. Pretty nice stuff. The drowned gurgles. He's had enough of me looking out into the sunset and smiling. He knew that I was going to Anakin that pig. I'm not fooling him. I'm not fooling anybody. Look, if that pig would have looked at me wrong 2 times, but he He didn't. I've seen Kill Bill. You give the pig a chance to look away. And if he still has a problem later on, whenever that piglin grows up, well then, we can talk about it then. I would like a trident, and I know none of these guys have a trident, but at this point, I am blaming them for that fact. No. Y'all know me. I cannot be defeated by probability, only by getting lost or mildly inconvenienced, but never by the game not giving me what I want. Never that. Now, might I occasionally commit atrocities against innocent drowned? Maybe, but how innocent can a zombie in the water be? After all, the salmon have to breathe that water in. They have to swim in the water. And those guys drowned in it. I'm not saying it's impolite to drown. I mean, maybe they didn't choose it. But this one looks like he's pretty proud of himself, right? He's like, look at me, I got my arms. I wish Drown dropped gold, that'd be so excellent. They would have little, like little pirate medallions, and you'd collect 1,000 of them. But actually, I find not like the noise of the drown screeching, but all the other sounds of the water nice and peaceful, the bubbles and so on. I don't know how many drowned you expect to see a trident from, but that seems like a lot of drowned without a trident. I've got to see one before I get home. That's called the gambler's fallacy. If you wanted to keep track of what fallacies are called, you'll be familiar with that one. And that is when you believe that a long run of what you perceive to be luck, but what is actually probability, will influence future runs of luck, although what you just mean is probability. Incidentally, the inability to tell something like luck apart from probability makes you very vulnerable to the reward system that the gambler's fallacy exploits. Anyway, gambling bad. I believe that's the formatting of how to talk about subjects on the internet. You might say to yourself, wouldn't a helping verb, or even a verb that's not a helping verb, be traditional? Well, yes, but I'm not the one who wrote the style guide for the internet. I merely have received it. And ignored most of it. Most of it. Almost all of it. Did I get any arrows? No. Well, this is a predicament. Do I just want to... Yeah, I've given up on killing creepers unless it's with my bow. I just walk up to them and block it. I'm like, okay, we'll dig a hole. A lot of skellies here. Of course, the only real danger is falling down. I love that mangrove tree. If I only planted one mangrove tree, and I only have so far, I'm glad it was that one. It's a super excellent mangrove tree. It's so tall and weird. It's great. What was I doing? I wasn't supposed to be killing random zombies in a field, and yet I've become distracted again. I jumped over the spider, which is an elegant and graceful move. We'll eat some nice cooked pork chops right next to the pigs. It's not messed up. They don't even, like, pigs don't care about each other like that, right? As far as those pigs are concerned, me eating that pork chop proves to the pig that it's still a pig and not a pork chop. And you might think, does a pig need that kind of proof? Oh yes, they care a lot about empiricism. They desperately need to be able to have standards of proof. Ah, not that. Well, you know, it's not that huge of an inconvenience, but it's still a little bit annoying. So there we go. Now, armed with knowledge about how the inner chest works, we've got this one where we can put stuff into it, but not like bones and things, but we'll know that we can just come home and grab this stuff out, and then we will carry this one with us. And this is actually really wonderful. Just this thing is going to make it so that, I mean, I'm never going to die again. Obviously, I'm going to live forever. But if heavens forfend, something were to happen to me, I would definitely be trying to get to another fortress pretty quick. I mean, by my standards, quick. For an ender chest, because this is good stuff. Yeah, Natasha, you know, sometimes it can be, you know, fine or funny, but it's I don't want to get like too preachy and moralizing though, but yeah, sometimes people win. It's true. But no, I gamble on things sometimes, but I don't like go to casinos. I don't do loot boxy stuff or whatever. Mainly, I'll like bet somebody at work $20 on a sports game if they really care about it, that kind of thing. Give them some action on the Super Bowl or whatever from time to time, just a little friendly thing like that. But I wish I played poker. I would love to be a great poker player, but I don't have the heart for it. I get too antsy. I don't want to sit still that long. I would need to play poker in just like 15-minute bursts, and then whenever I got bored, just leave the tournament or whatever, which is absolutely not how it works. I'd be sitting at the table doing what I'm doing now, and they'd be like, all right, seriously, man, you're never going to make it in this world. I think, like, what do I even do with that gold gear? Just put it in here to melt it down? I guess. And we do get raw pork chops from killing the hoglins, which is pretty excellent, right? Because we can sell those for emeralds. Yeah, Fred's done, like, video poker, that's funny. Yeah, no, there was a very famous JRPG series, Dragon Quest, but whenever I was a kid, the American versions were called Dragon Warrior. And my family, we had Dragon Warrior 1 and Dragon Warrior 4, which were both on the NES. And in Dragon Warrior 4, there was like an in-game casino, and they had like video poker, and then they had like gladiator fights of monsters that you could bet on and stuff like that. And I loved it. It was so great because, you know, you could take in a little bit of money and make a ton out of it. But fortunately, my love of Dragon Warrior poker never extended into me losing a ton of my own money. like I did occasionally in Dragon Warrior, where you could just reload the save and pretend it never happened. If only. I shouldn't be sitting here for this gold. This was not part of the plan. I just started rambling. But really, you know, it's about my bedtime. San Andreas, yeah. I didn't get really into that one, but I had a friend and I would hang out at his house and he would just like spend so much time in that. And that's fine, you know, like when the stakes are something in a video game, who cares? But when real money gets into it, like the reward systems in people's brains are not equipped for the consequences of losing actual money. It's anyway, not trying to be preachy about it, but I'm glad that my obsessions are into video games and not into like thinking that I can beat the odds in roulette or blackjack or whatever, because I'm pretty good with numbers and I have a pretty fantastic memory when I'm directing it. People are sometimes like, hey, you should try to card count or whatever. I'm like, first of all, this is a terrible idea. And second of all, no, I don't want to. It doesn't even sound fun. Casinos are like really bright. I have never been inside one, but I imagine they're very bright. Or they're very dark and seem sketchy. That's the kind I would want to go into. One that reminded me of an episode of The Sopranos where someone was going to get like yoked up in a bathroom, shoved up against a mirror. I wouldn't want to go to that kind of casino either. Hopefully you're allowed to say this word over and over. I don't think I should be permitted. Let's talk about the film casino. That's a good one. Scorsese, mid-90s. Anybody see that one? Wasn't as good as some of other Scorsese's offerings. I like, you know, Goodfellas and The Departed more, and, you know, it sort of fell in the middle. But I've still been looking at that chest for like 18 years. At least we were smelting the ore. Orange cat. Pretty orange cat. And this dude's gonna level up so fast. We've already used all of them. It'll be alright. In no time at all, we'll be back to business there. So I just need some sticks, which we'll make out of the cherry thing because they're not particularly attached to cherry wood. Wait, no, I can't keep playing. I gotta go to bed. No, I don't have to go to bed. I can ride the minecart first. It's about to be my day off. I can ride the minecart first. That one. Alright, so something happened here. And we lost our block underneath it. So we will put a quartz one there. And now, we will back up and then fall off the side. Alright, I didn't think that one through. Don't worry, we're still gonna go. We're not gonna not ride this. Clearly we're going to. Alright, now we're talking. I just love the railway so much. Whoever told me to build a roller coaster, I honestly don't remember who it was, but, you know, good job. Good call. Absolutely perfect idea. This one was just missing? No. I don't know what's going on there. If Enderman can steal these blocks, then I'm going to be very, very annoyed. What? What? Sir! You get back here this instant! Alright, anyway, the pig's doing his thing, whatever. Who cares? Not me. We'll leave the pig in the cart over there. We'll come back to that some other day. It's so fast! You know, we need to do a lot of work on making it look pretty, but this is just, you know, this is a mere transportation device, and we knocked on the wall there, so the crew's gonna know we're coming home. Seeds for Garuda. And you know what time it is. Time for dance party. But tomorrow, we have much to do tomorrow. We're probably going to go to the end and die. But we need to try to find a woodland mansion if we don't die. All sorts of things to do. Very exciting. I don't want to be afraid of death in hardcore, because if you are, like, what's the point? Like, if I'm just gonna be afraid, I should just be playing on hard. Or normal? Easy? I don't know. I can't actually really imagine playing on easy for, like, an extended period of time. Like, I could see it at the beginning, or, like, you know, if you were speedrunning on it or whatever, but... Because it's already pretty easy to play on hard, right? Like, you just... Once you get your gear set up, it's pretty easy to play on hard. It'd be a lot easier if I paid more attention and acted like a smart person. Carried arrows. You know... 2 or 3 hits to kill the wither skeleton. They can't even hit you. You know, you just pace them a little bit. It's easy. I mean, you gotta get the mechanics down a little bit. But the point I'm making is, if you're gonna be afraid of dying, you shouldn't play hardcore. You gotta look it in the face and say, maybe I'm gonna fall down into the void and land in a deep dark, and then die. But that is not happening today. It might happen tomorrow. But the thing about the void is you may not be able to gaze into it forever, but you can glance, you can look a little bit and see for a moment what's on the other side. You can see the dragon. You can see the portal through which you may never return, and then you just choose to jump in, and sometimes it works. And tomorrow, we'll see how it's gonna work out. I don't think I'm gonna run any errands then. So probably figure, you know, a good 8, 10, maybe 11 hours of streaming tomorrow. If y'all hit me up in what would be the normal daylight hours for me, I'll probably be around, or at least many times during the day. So I hope I'll catch you there. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Good night, guys.